All right, y'all. So I ain't gonna lie. My husband has put me on to this reactor by the name of Anton Daniels. So this will be my first time checking out one of his videos. And my husband, he spec highly of him. So with that being said, y'all, let's get right into it. Huge mistake. Young voter Anderson Cooper press Kamala Harris over immigration at CNN town hall. Let's watch.
I want you to meet Jackson Weiss. He's a student at Drexel University from Flourtown, Pennsylvania. Registered Republican. Says he's leaning toward voting for you, but has yet to make a final decision. Jackson.
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here, too, Vice President
You too.
Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with? And how long will these benefits and subsidies last for an individual? Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
That was a great question, but let me also stereotype him really quickly. Listen, man, even though Anderson Cooper said that this guy was a registered Republican, he also said that this guy was leaning towards heavily voting for Kamala Harris. I call bullshit. 100%. Listen,
Okay.
I know the same way that we know what's happening in the hood, or we can identify. We use our context clues. He ain't never considered voted for Kamala Harris. That dude is a plant from the Republican Party, or maybe on his own will, or whatever it is. But that boy ain't never thought about voting for Kamala Harris a day in his life. That is a certified 100% will be for the rest of his life Trump supporter, and so am I.
Well, thank you, Jackson.
And
Let's
me.
start with this. America's immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken for a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have.
That is prosecuted transnational gangs. Listen, everything that she said up to this point, we've heard 1,000 times. He asked some pointed questions. How is this process going to work? Is it going to come out of taxpayer money? How much is going to come out of taxpayer money? So on and so forth. There was some really intelligent questions, and I think that he framed it beautifully to get this about her. We don't want to hear, I can already predict what she's going to say. We don't want to hear about transnational gangs. We don't want to hear about fentanyl. We don't hear about none of that word salad. We want to get.
And let me just pause that right here. Just to speak on that too. Yeah, if you've watched the rallies and things and how they've been going, it's pretty much being said the same thing. They kind of like beat around the bush, and it's like, get to the point. Get to the point. Like, I can't even watch a movie if it doesn't get to the point. Like, I like movies that actually get to the point. Like, you can give me just a little leeway, but then I need it to start going, or I would just not be interested in all. And that is what's starting to happen when you start to look at these rallies and these people ask these questions and they keep running around the bush. It's like, okay, you taking this long just to get to the point? Like, I don't want to hear all this stuff that's been said before. I want to hear, what are you going to do?
Straight to it.
I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations in the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in, and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country.
But
and as my opponent has proven himself.
Why is she talking about Trump, and why is she stumbling over her words? Oh man, I can't believe that y'all would consider having this woman in the White House as the president of the United States of America.
Right.
He would have trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself, he would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know there were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill that would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border.
What happened in 2001?
Hold on, Anton. Hold on. I got this, because, like, hang on, y'all, and we're going to get back into the video, because why are you trying to take credit for something that Trump thought about when he was in office? we all know that he was trying to get the resources and everything to build a wall to stop what is going on today. Because if you're not seeing it, crime then went up. Other stuff then went up. I'm not going to say it, but y'all know, like, all this stuff is happening. People getting their homes taken. Other stuff as far as, like, you know, animals and all that other type of stuff, you know, if you've been paying attention, like, all of this stuff is going on. So he was trying to do this when he was in office. So what are you saying? Like, let's be real.
2022. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to pay for it? How much is going to come out of taxpayer dollars? How long is this process going to last? We want details. That was a beautiful question. And whether she answered it or not, it exposes exactly who she is. And nobody, not Ricky Smiley, not Jamal Bryant, not Charlemagne the God, can fix this and save her from what is about to happen on November 5th.
Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support. They need the backup. It would have allowed us to have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow. It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that includes requiring people, hardworking people, to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about the bill that Donald Trump quashed, that was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by
I'm surprised that Anderson Cooper actually pressed her.
over half.
Because she didn't answer that boy's question, not even a little bit.
She never do.
In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if
is
it was
low.
that
But hold
easy
on,
with
let me
that
finish.
executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing. We
could.
have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action. Congress has the authority and the purse. I'd hate to use DC terms, but literally they write the checks. Part of the issue is in order to really fix the problem at the border. I was just at the border recently talking with border agents. You know what they talk about? Yes, they are overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. And the other thing that they talk to me about, we need more judges down there to deal with asylum claims.
You know what also they said? They said that they endorsed Donald Trump for president. That's a fact. They said that they endorsed Donald Trump for president, and they also said that you haven't been visiting the border since you've been in office over the last 3.5 years.
Come on.
Listen, man, y'all
Call
can
out.
let the word salad all day long, but I'm telling you that it is going to be a wave of red that is going to flow over this country because people know what's really happening and they are not stupid. You don't have enough people to be able to vote based off of identity politics to save her from herself.
We need more personnel down there to deal with processing. But Anderson, and that's where Congress kicks in terms of dedicating the resources to actually fixing the problem. We have dealt with it such that, to your point, we now, as of today, as of our visit, have lower undocumented immigrants and illegal immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's cap. And they're flying them over here with a new program. So listen, they lying. They just lying straight to your faces.
Yes. And they taking them to rallies and stuff like that, paying them to go to their rallies, the PATCO rallies out and stuff like that. Come on. Boy.
for y'all to go for it.
That's true.
But we need a permanent solution,
you
and that
wish you had
requires
done that?
bipartisan work.
Do you wish you'd done those executive orders in 2022, 2023?
I think we did the right thing, but the best thing that can happen for the American people is that we have bipartisan work happening, and I pledge to you that I will work across the aisle to fix this long-standing problem. I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle. And it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to...
That wasn't a part of his question. That was not a part of his question. Don't put words in his mouth. I wish Jackson could speak. But Anderson Cooper, surprisingly, is doing a good job of pressing it right now.
Be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall.
I know.
Y'all ready?
We'll take mine off too.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
What you think about this? What do you think about what this woman just said and what they saying? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Make sure y'all tap in to After Hours tonight. We're going to discuss it. And make sure you get your tickets to come and kick it with me in person. That link will all be down in the description, as well as your ability to get a discount code and sign off for that. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see what y'all say inside of the comments.
Yeah, for real. Because that's wow. That is...
I want you to meet Jack.
Wow. Oh. And don't get me wrong, because it takes a lot in me to actually just like watch when Kamala is talking, because my soul gets really, really irritated. It's like, again, how she beats around the bush and never answers the question. It's like, come on. Y'all, make sure y'all just watching and researching and finding out. I can't stress that enough. Shout out to my hubby for putting me on Anton Daniels for this video. I could see the irritation coming from him, you know, the whole, because it's just like, at this point, it's just like, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Like, you know that saying, lie and you have to lie, and you lie so much that your lie just becomes the truth to you. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. And a lot of more people are starting to wake up and smell the BS. And that's what it's all about. I'm not trying to group or get everybody to be like, hey, God, no, you have to do it for yourself. And again, I always say this, some people may just never, ever see the light. And that's fine on their end. But the ones who are actually waking up and smelling the BS, you know what I'm saying, and just catching on to everything and just really watching both sides, when you go out and do what you need to do today, whether it's today or November 5th, at least you can have some type of acknowledgement to say, okay, I know what's going on. I was able to see this. I was able to see this. I was able to hear this. And I was able to hear this. This don't really sit well with me, but this does. Like, you got to find out, what is it for you? Like, what are some of the wants that you need? What is something that you want to see happen? What change do you want to see happen? That's all it's about at the end of the day, is figuring out what it is that you want living in America. And that's just it.